As you can see, I'm a really big fan of what Mattel's been doing over the last couple years with the crossover series, specifically Masters of the Universe with Ninja Turtles and Thundercats. So I was super excited when I found out that they were going to be sending us over this Transformers Masters of the Universe collab, Megatron Armor Skeletor. So today we're going to be unboxing this together. I hope you enjoy it. Shout out to Mattel for sending this through. We're going to be doing a review along the way, so let's get into it. First off, the packaging is pristine. I really love the way that the letters seem embossed. And they show you Skeletor on one side and Megatron on the other. Really think that's a great touch. I was trying to decide which side to open up the box on. And I'm glad I chose this side because inside the flap, there is a little card that gives you the statistics for the Megatron armor. I think that's a really dope touch by Mattel to include. Inside the packaging, the Megatron Skeletor has some really dope weapons, as well as a comic book that helps us get a little bit of insight into where and how these guys ended up in the same universe together. We'll check that out a little bit later. As far as the weapons, Skeletor comes with a standard power staff like he usually does, but this one also doubles as a cannon like Megatron has in the Transformers universe. We also get this little short sword that comes with the staff head as well as a whip type of weapon that you can also double and take it apart and just insert it into his hand instead of a fist. We'll check that out a little bit later as well. Now, I thought he was just going to be able to break away from the plastic, but they do have some silicone rubber ties in there to keep them placed in. So you'll have to cut those loose. I didn't even think about that in unboxing. Now that we finally got him away from the silicone bondage that was keeping him inside of that plastic bubble, first thing I noticed, and I noticed this even inside of the packaging, was the upper body's boxiness, trying to give it that feel or that look of the Transformers universe. And it does a good job at tying in the universes with that sculpt. Here's another look at that armor abilities, as well as an up-close look at that comic book that we was checking out earlier. We did our best to get him in the back panel pose, try to recreate that pose as much as possible. Here he is again in another pose with his whip and his sword attached to his back. Although I decided to put that sword in a different variation later on. You can see the armor plates on the shoulders kind of can expand up as well. Thought that was kind of cool. The only gripe I really have about this figure is this issue with the weapon. The gluing and then just the excess plastic on the spike. This just shows poor craftsmanship. But again, this could be an early build and it could get better during time. I think they incorporated some really good details in this figure, showing details that exemplify both universes well. Also giving Skeletor a face and helmet that really looks Megatronish. I think they did a really, really good job with this feature. One problem I had in dealing with it while making it pose was that the left arm kept on popping out of the socket. But we easily fixed that by just pushing it back into the socket. Things like that could scare a kid. This is rated 6 plus. So the easier for the parts to come apart, the more kids are going to cry. That's something that you got to take into account when building these things. Plus, that's just more work for me, the parent. All in all, I think these were built for the 80s babies who enjoyed these franchises growing up, and they can relive their past through them now.